Ida B. Wells was an African-American journalist, suffragist, and civil rights activist who dedicated her life to fighting against racial injustice and promoting the rights of Black Americans. She was born on July 16, 1862, in Holly Springs, Mississippi, as the eldest of 8 children. Ida B. Wells was born into slavery, but her parents became free after the Civil War. Her father, James Wells, was a carpenter and her mother, Elizabeth Wells, was a cook. When Ida was 16 years old, both her parents and a sibling died in a yellow fever outbreak, forcing her to drop out of school and become a teacher to support her siblings. In 1884, Ida moved to Memphis, Tennessee, where she continued teaching and also began writing for the African-American newspaper, The Living Way. She later became an editor of the Memphis Free Speech and Headlight, where she wrote about the injustices of lynching and segregation. In 1892, Ida's friend, Thomas Moss, was lynched, prompting her to investigate and write about the lynchings in Memphis. Her newspaper articles resulted in the destruction of her newspaper's office and the need for Ida to flee Memphis for her own safety. Following the events in Memphis, Ida became an activist, traveling across the United States and Europe to lecture about lynching and segregation. She also helped to found the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, NAACP, in 1909. In addition to her civil rights work, Ida was also active in the women's suffrage movement, helping to found the Alpha Suffrage Club in Chicago and working to gain the right to vote for women of all races. In 1895, Ida married Ferdinand L. Barnett, a lawyer, and they had 4 children together. Ida continued her activism until her death on March 25, 1931, in Chicago, Illinois. Her legacy as a journalist, civil rights activist, and suffragist continues to inspire activists around the world. Ida B. Wells's work as a journalist and activist helped to shed light on the horrors of lynching and the injustices of segregation, making her one of the most important figures in the early civil rights movement. She was posthumously awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2021, recognizing her lifelong dedication to promoting racial justice and civil rights for all Americans.